Good morning, everyone. My name is Lytle, and I'll be hosting Mortgage Coaches Training Thursday. So what we're going to do today is we're going to cover creating an open house flyer. Besides creating this style report, we're also going to show you scripting, be able to use the scripting to prepare an email for your realtors to introduce yourself. So that's what we're going to start out the program with, and what we'll also do following toward the end of the call, I am going to work with Edge Live to be able to get you comfortable with the report and how to be able to work with the report through Edge Live with your borrowers. So what I would like to do is go ahead and open up some poll questions. So Marcy, if you could go ahead and let's launch our first poll. So with our poll, can you please answer, have you created 5 or more TCAs? So, or, reports in general. I did. Okay, it's great. We're getting quite a bit. If everyone can vote, as soon as we reach 75%, we'll go ahead and cut this off. We're almost there, so keep on voting. So it's great. We're having quite a few people have already jumped in there and created over 5 reports. That's great. Congratulate yourselves, and I'm glad you're here on our Training Thursday to learn more and get you more versatile in Edge. So that's great. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. That was 81% voted, 69% of you are over that 5% mark. So great. Next poll, Marcy. So now, have you guys had a chance to use the video with Edge? So last week, not too many people have been using the video portion of Edge, and that's a powerful piece. So we'll also be covering that aspect too. Let's go ahead. We're at 50% polling, so let's get up to 75%, and we'll go ahead and close out our poll. Okay, a couple of you, just go ahead. We're almost at 50-50. 55% of you have not done video, and the rest of you have. Congratulations on you who have used the video. If you want to provide comments on how that video was on the report, go ahead and put in the question area and let people hear your response on video on how you use it on the report. And next, Marcy, our next poll. We closed that one, and our next poll is about, have you used Mortgage Coaches Edge Live? So I will go ahead, and last week that was a very low showing on who has used Live. It's getting better this week. I'm glad we're almost at 50-50. Ooh, a couple more people. Let's vote, and we'll go ahead and close it out. Okay, our percentage is better than last week. 62% still have said no, but 38% of you have said yes. That's great. You're supposed to get in there and really embrace it. And Edge Live is really how you can communicate with your borrowers directly. So thank you, Marcy, for placing out those polls. I appreciate it. So now what we want to do is in GoToMeeting, if you're new to this call, what we're going to do is I want you to open up your question area and go ahead and place any kind of questions that you have along the way in that area. And then what we're going to do is dive into creating this open house report in Edge. So if you follow along with me, let's go ahead and log into your Edge account. And as we're getting ready to go, what I would like to do is, can you raise your hands and let me know if you're on an enterprise account? And an enterprise account is an account that a client has gone ahead and you're on a contract with 10 or more, or 20 or more employees. It's an enterprise account. They have access to provide tools such as fee and product templates. Okay, I only see one hand, so we have a lot of individual memberships here. That's good. We'll be able to help you, a couple more, be able to help you build out those templates as well. So I'll focus on that aspect. Okay, so with this, and okay, let's move. So we're in the home screen of Edge, and if you're familiar with this and you've created the reports, you realize the upper area here is for our client-facing reports, our total cost analysis, the rent versus own reports. Those are our borrower reports. And then below is our partner section. This is our open house flyer and our seller buy down. What I'll do is after we create this open house flyer, I'll show you how you can easily turn that same open house flyer into a seller buy down. And what a seller buy down does is, as the rates start increasing and homes are on the market a little bit longer, this is an option to be able to show your realtor how the seller can use a seller buy down, buying down the rate opposed to decreasing the home price. So we have a great tool there. So as these rates start increasing, I have a feeling this summer it might be happening, we have another tool for you within Edge. So what I'm going to do first is, if at the top you have new client and new partner. New partner allows you to start an open house flyer. What I want to do is start my flyer, but I'm going to start it with a realtor I already have in the system. The reason for it gives you both processes of creating a report as well as how to move quicker by already having that realtor's information. So you'll notice in both areas there is a View All button. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the View All in my Partners area. And what this will do is provide a search engine. I'm going to be working with the realtor of Liz. So I could go ahead and put Liz's name here, and it will sort down all my reports for Liz. So if I do a search, you can see all the different report files that came up for Liz. I also want to just close this out real quick and go back to View All, and I'm not going to place anything in my search engine. You're not seeing my screen. I apologize. Let me see. Does anyone else see my screen? If anyone can respond in the, okay, Patrick sees my screen. Ted, you might want to check it out a little bit. Okay. Wow, thank you, everyone. At least now I know you're focused. I got a lot of yeses. That's great. I'm glad. Okay. So, Ted, I don't know how to help you. Maybe log back out and then come back in and you'll be able to get the screen. And also let everyone know we are recording this, and I'll show you at the end where we post these calls. So with the search engine, you have, instead of putting Liz's name, I'm going to leave it empty, but you can see all the search criteria that you can narrow down that list with. So when I do a search, it's going to go ahead and bring up all the reports that I've created for my partner presentations. Now if I look at Liz's, this is my realtor, and if I click on that down arrow, I can see all the reports I have made for Liz. We've always discussed what that friendly name field does in our reports is as a descriptor for identification. You can see we have a date and a timestamp on every report. This means the last time it's been accessed in Edge. But before that, the description of Morningstar, that is the street address, and that is in my friendly name field. And it's important, especially when you're working with the open house flyers, these partner flyers, you do not want to have to enter the realtor's information over and over. We have it there, and you can use it as a copy or an ad analysis. So that's where I'm going to start this process. Instead of starting it with new partner, I'm going to start with a realtor's information already that's in my system. So there's two ways of doing it. If I just click on Liz, all I have to do is add analysis. When I add analysis, it's copying all of Liz's contact information as well as images, and we'll carry it over. All the property and products are left empty. Now we have one more option in the copy function. So if I highlighted a specific report for a property I had done, and I really like the products I provided in that report. So not only do I have Liz's information, I have the products I want to show. So in that case, all I have to do is press Copy Analysis. It says Copy into Current Partner, and I could go ahead and do so. It will copy my products as well as my contact information, and then I would update it with the loan amount and things like that. You can also take those exact same products, you think they're great, but you want to use it with a new realtor. Then if you click on New Partner, it will start that report off with your products, but all the contact information is empty. Okay, great, Ted. I'm glad you got in. That's great. So that's how you'd be able to add additional reports by copying a product and contact information, or just add analysis, and that will go ahead and just start the report with Liz's information. And that's where we're going to go ahead and start today. So I'm clicking on the green button, Add Analysis, and they're confirming I do. So if I type a yes, you'll see Liz's information carried over. And now if I hover my mouse over products, I do not have any jump out showing my products here. That's showing I have a blank canvas to be able to start with. Now if we move to our contact information, you'll see if I hover my mouse over, I have two jump outs. I'm clicking on info. And you'll see how all my realtor's information copied over, as well as the image and logo. So that add analysis button is very helpful in getting that head start, that jump on creating these open house flyers. That add analysis, if you're creating TCAs and you're doing more than one for a borrower, that add analysis will carry over the borrower's information in the TCA, the client section. So you have that option in both areas. So now let's move into the very first screen, partner, and let's walk through and we'll create the report together. If you are in Edge, log in and just go ahead and create the report with me. So what I'm going to do here is I filled in Liz's information, and a great way for these open house flyers, possibly you already have a realtor that you're working with, or maybe you want to reach out to a new realtor. Find their contact information. You can always look at different homes on the MLS website, Zillow, things like that, to get the information from the property as well as the realtor. So I'm placing in Liz's information here, and then I'm advancing my screen to the right. Anytime when you're in Edge, you'll see the arrows in the middle of the screen. When you move left or right, that's a save function. So that's actually initiating the save of your data. So I wanted to point that out to you. So now let's go ahead and key in a property address. I'm just going to go ahead and put in 24935. And if you're following along, you can go ahead and put any kind of information in this area. I'm just filling in data to be able to create this generic report. So you key in the property information in this area, and then when I move to the next screen, this is where we're collecting the data about the home. So the asking price for this house is going to be $575,000. The square footage is 1975. It has 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. You can also, if you have that listing link, place the listing link in here. So once you have all the basic information of the home, you also want to add the features. So let's go ahead and click on those more features, and then you'll be able to identify different items within that house that you can go ahead and mark. And for a moment, let me go back to our open house flyer so you can take a look at the report. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see the list of property features. We have the items that are that I've clicked in a box, but you'll see how I have Saddleback School District. This area here, this is a custom fee that you can enter some additional items. So going back to Edge, you'll see that we have the items that you'd be able to mark in this area, defining the home. And I'm just going to go ahead, 2-car garage. Has family room. So you just go through, identify different items of the home, but you'll see at the very base that they have custom features. This is where you can add any additional information, may it be school districts, if they're close to a specific, to the ocean, something of that sort. You can add these items or different identifiers of the home. So, great school district, items like that. You could just go ahead and list up to 4 custom items, and then once you finish, you could go ahead and press OK. So that's how you add the additional features that show on the right-hand side of the report. So now moving on, we're going to go ahead and upload an image now. So you'll see we have 3 tabs for images. And if you notice on our report, up in the upper left-hand corner, we currently have only 1 image to display. So I wanted to point that out. But you'll see by adding 2 images, and I only have 1, you can use a second image on the seller buy down if you tend to use that. And that's one of the reasons why we have the dual images. So let's go ahead and upload an image. Here's my house. And then you go ahead and place the image in here. You could do the same if you're doing a seller buy down or just want another image in there to be able to choose from. Maybe one week you want one image, change it around next week. So you have the option to do so. So now if I keep moving and advancing my screen to the right, I'm now at the product. So you can see how really quick it is to move along in the open house flyer and creating just that basic detail. So now with our products, what I'm going to do is just add the basic products. And the reason why I want to do this is just to be able to show you how to key in an FHA, a VA, as well as conventional. If there's a particular product you want to see during this time for me to create it, go ahead and place it in the question area, and I can probably put that on the product as well, or on this report. I know normally when you're creating these open house flyers, you want to create the products that represent your area. Possibly you want to show maybe all different options for mortgage insurance, or maybe you're in an area with VAs, a lot of veterans, more focus on those type of products. So it's up to you to know your area and what kind of products you want to present to that realtor. So today, let's go ahead and learn how to put in a 3.5% down FHA product. On our titles, you just need to keep it to 12 characters. I also want to, for those of you who are from Prime Lending or a few others that have Optimal Blue as an API, when you carry down, it's important that you come in and update that title and remove investor information. So just point that out. For those of you who are also on enterprise accounts, you might have product templates. And so click on this arrow and see if you have an FHA 3.5% down product in your listing. And don't worry if you don't, because we're going to be creating that as a template today. So definitely make sure you're in Edge, and we'll develop those templates for you. So I'm not going to choose one. We're going to go ahead and start from scratch. So upfront premium. This is a quite new field. We used to have a yes and no field in this area. It's now a drop down, and we want to select FHA. This is going to provide our upfront MI premium field in our fee cost screen. So next, what we want to do is click on that percentage field. That's going to go ahead and allow us to put in the 3.5% down, and let's go ahead and put a 4% rate and a term of 360. So you see that's quite simple, putting in that information. And before we move on to the next screen, the closing costs, I want to point out that lower corner on the right, that yellow screen, this is the notes area. So you can place any kind of notes. Maybe you have some realtor notes that you want to jot down to keep with this open house flyer. You could place them in this area here, and you'll always have access. The customer, the consumer, no one has access to these notes except for you. They do not appear on the report. So as we advance the screen, anytime you start creating products, in our upper right-hand corner, we'll start developing the graphs for you. So you can see how we started the graph. We have not done monthly costs yet, so this is my straight P&I payment. And then as we go into the next screen, this will increase to include our monthly costs. So first off, you'll see that the very last field has upfront MIP. So I'm pressing that percentage, and let's key in 1.75 for our upfront premium and add it to the loan amount. Prepaid interest, I'm keying in 15 days. This is something you want to check with your company. Usually people, lenders quote 15 days. Your company might quote 30, so find out what that might be. We also find out a lot of people skim it down, put 5 days, because that's a more realistic date of closing. So it depends on you and your situation. Points, what I want to point out in the point area, is this, you can go ahead and key in rebates in this area. Ew, okay, Jerry, you got the lender paid. I like those. So with the points field area, you can enter it as a negative. So if I put a negative 1%, you could hover your mouse over and you could see that amount and as a negative. So that's one way of being able to key in a rebate figure. If you're, again, using OB as an API, bringing data over, it will carry over that rebate and you will see that dollar amount. Now moving on to our closing costs. There's a couple ways to do these items. So I want to point out both areas. There's one of lumping your fees together. So say I want to lump my APR fees and my non-APR fees, not itemize it. This is how I would do it. And then I would want to go ahead and put in something for escrows. So that is one way. If you're doing a total cost, same similar way on lump sums. And you can always add it to loan amount if you're doing a refinance. But what I want to do is show you how to build those closing cost details and build those fees. I am going to work, because most of you are individual accounts, I want to focus a little bit more today on developing those fee templates and product templates. Usually on Thursdays we sort of bypass this and go rather quickly. So haven't done this for a while, so let's focus on fees. If you're on an enterprise account, you might have fees in your drop-down, just like I have listed. You can bring one of those templates down, and I'll show you on the next product how you can build one and be able to copy from that one and really build out your fee templates rather quickly. So to start from scratch, there's two buttons. You have Add Fee and Add Custom Fee. I'm going to hit Add Fee a couple times, and you can see the line item of fees. We have a fee description label. You can do the figure as a percentage, and you can add a dollar amount. So if you have a percentage, maybe you're doing stamp taxes, things like that, you have a percentage, and you might want a padding. So you could go ahead and add that additional $50, $100 for a padding. Next, you have if it's paid by borrower, lender, seller, if it's an APR fee. Doing refinances, you can add it to the loan amount, and PPE represents prepaid escrow. Any monthly costs will be marked as a PPE because they're not a cost of the loan. And on TCAs, on the rent versus own report with that short-term area, escrows are not a cost of the loan. So we want to take them away from that short-term area, and this is allowing us to do so. If you're adding earnest money, items like that aren't a cost to the loan, you would always mark it as PPE. So now let's go ahead and put in a processing fee. I type the letter P, select processing fee. So what I'm doing is entering an APR, and then next we'll do a non-APR fee. So you can see this is really simple. Line item, description, dollar amount, market APR. Very simple. Now let's do a non-APR fee, appraisal, dollar amount, and I'm leaving it non-APR marked. So it's very simple. The way to build these, if you haven't built your fee templates, great way, grab a fee sheet from your LOS system. It will have the fee description as well as that dollar amount, and it usually have it if it's marked in our APR or not. Okay, next what we're going to do is add a custom fee. So a custom fee, we have a lot of fee descriptions within our drop-down, but you might have a unique fee or want to have a specific description of that fee that's not in that drop-down. You have Add Custom Fee button, and this allows you to develop those fee descriptions. So you'd be able to place in your fee here. I'm just going to go ahead and put in test fee. You can have that percentage based off the percentage or the property value. So you have a choice to be able to control that percentage field, as well as mark it as an APR or prepaid escrow fee. So you have both options there. And that's how it's easy to create a custom fee. It's in your drop-down from that point forward, and you'd be able to use it on any future loans. So that's how you create a custom fee. And then let's go ahead and put in a dollar amount of $500 in here. And now let's talk contributions. So what I want to do is be able to show you how to be able to add a contribution. I'm going to show you two processes. One is a fee we already have in our drop-down labeled contribution, and then I'm going to show you how to create a custom contribution line. So now if I click on Add Fee, I'm going into my drop-down and choosing my contribution label. This label here has logic behind it. I also want to point out in the blue bar right below the fees, we have our borrower paid total amount. So say our contribution was for $500. I don't have a lot of fees here, so I'm keeping the amount low. And as soon as I press the return, you'll notice that the borrower fees in that blue area was dropped by that $500. You'll also notice now that the paid by is marked lender. You can also choose if the seller's picking up that cost. So that's how quick it is to do a contribution for a specific fee. So that's our label contribution line. Next I want to do is add a custom contribution. So sometimes they don't want the word contribution, but maybe lender credit or something very specific. So if I add a custom fee, I could go ahead and put in lender's contribution. But this works a little differently because there is no logic behind it. You actually have to put it in as a negative to offset those borrower costs. So if I put in a negative $500, you'll see that the borrower amount dropped by that figure, but you have to leave it paid by borrower. That's the only way it's going to offset the borrower costs. So those are two ways of doing contributions, and if you have questions, we're doing our fee screens one more time with the conventional product, so we'll be able to show you again one more time. So I'm going to remove my lender's contribution by pressing the trash can on the very left, and that's how you can always remove a fee from your list. Once you're done building this fee template, you'll see in the middle bottom you have Save as Template. Anytime you go through Edge, you want to save this as a template. So we're just going to go ahead and put in FHA fees. And you can also, if you originate multiple states, you could go ahead and choose that state for that template. Press OK, and now your fees are in that drop-down. Once you're done, you always want to apply to loan, and that will apply all those fees to the loan amount. And Jerry, I did notice that you wanted to be able to see lender paid an upfront BPMI lump sum. I'm going to try to get that. I want to work on Edge Live, and I'll try to pull up my report to be able to show you that option as well. So moving on with our fees, our next screen is our monthly costs. So in our monthly costs, let's go ahead and open up those percentage areas. Place in whatever the percentage may be for your hazard and property tax. And I want to now put in our mortgage insurance to be able to have that as our default. So let's put in 0.85, our new MI rates. So much better than the 1.35. Let's mark Calc MI on balance. This provides FHA declining MI. So with that, USDA loans as well as FHA loans require that field marked and 360. By developing these fee templates, you will only have to do this the first time through, and then the next time you're going to be using the templates, and you will not have to have any of these items. They'll be defaulted for you. Now let's put in 2 months taxes, 4 months, or 2 months hazard, 4 months taxes, and let's collect 12 months premium. So now let's add another product, and we're going to go a little bit quicker through here. So let's add another product, and I'm going to show you some shortcuts. So let's put in a conventional fix right now. I know the FHA is quite a bit different than a conventional because we have that upfront MI, but we already started and we built our fee template, so let's use this as our model. We're assuming we have no product templates created. So I'm going to use this Copy From button. This Copy From button, if you click on it, it will provide you a list of all your products you've just created. In this case, it's only the FHA. So I'm pressing OK. And it has just copied all that data I have just done into my new conventional product. Now what we have to do is change it from FHA and put in my criteria for conventional. So first off, upfront premium, we're going to say none. I'm going to increase my 3.5% to 5% down, and I'm going to have a rate of 4 1/4. It's really quick, copied it, modified the information I needed, and now I'm going to advance my screen to my monthly costs. You'll notice in the monthly costs I no longer have that upfront MI because I removed that flag from the previous screen. And you'll see all my fees carried over. So if there's a slight change, because a lot of times you might have an appraisal fee that's different from FHA versus conventional, great way to do it is closing cost details. your fees already have come up because we copied it from that initial one. Say my appraisal fee is only $450 and I have a tax service fee. So I want to add a fee, add a tax service, and place in that dollar amount market APR. So I've just made a modification to my fee template for a conventional loan. And this is what, if those of you who are on the enterprise account and have fee templates, this is what you could do to make it custom for your branch. Pull down the template, make your adjustments, and then always save it as a template. Saving it as a template is now in your arsenal, in your settings, and you can always go in and modify it as needed. So what I'm going to do is label this one as a conventional fees. And I'm going to press OK. So now you'll see I now have my conventional fee and my FHA templates all created. I'm going to apply to loan. Made the updates here. Advance the screen. My monthly cost carryover, but my MI is different. So let's work on that and modify that. Open up that percentage. I'm putting in 0.66 and remove the calc MI on balance. That's only for FHA and USDA. And remove the MI cutoff month. These two fields, the 78 and the MI cutoff, the correlation between these two, say I have a policy for my conventional product and I have to carry mortgage insurance a minimum of 2 years. If I put in 24 months here, then what the system will do at the month 25, start looking at the LTV to cut MI from the loan. So drop it from the loan. So that's how those two fields work together. So let's go ahead and add a VA product real quick. This is going to be rather simple. So let's add another product. VA 0 down. And in this case, I don't have a VA product template. Let's go ahead and use our copy from button again. I'm going to copy from my FHA product. Change my drop down from FHA to VA. So let's put it at 0 down. I'm going to keep the same interest rate. And now as I advance my screen, let's update that. Now it says, instead of upfront premium, it now says funding fee. And we'll put in 2.15. And then if you, just like the conventional, if you needed to make any modifications to the fee templates, modify, add fees if you need to, and then always remember, save it as a template. So build that list of templates and you don't have to do this again. So do that, modify your fees, advance the screen. Let's remove our mortgage insurance as well as other information here. We still want to keep the reserves and our tax. So you can see how one product was built, but we built the other ones rather quickly using that copy from function. That also helps you now to build out your templates, and you should have a couple templates now built for FHA, VA, and the conventional. So you just go ahead and add another product. Hey, let's go ahead and do Jerry, lender paid MI. So to do that, I'm just putting this product on there. Jerry was requesting to be able to show how that's been done. So what you would do is go into your drop-down, do single premium. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and copy from my conventional. Let's start it off. Start it off as my conventional. Press OK. You see how it copied everything over, wiped out that upfront premium that I just selected because it overrode the product. So let's go ahead and modify it back to single premium. And so many. So this will be a bump in interest rate. So let's just bump it one amount, 1% interest rate. And then in our next screen, you can either then, actually single premium is the borrower pay. Sorry everyone, I got confused there. We would want to keep this as our lower rate. So this is actually single premium. With a lender pay premium, you would just increase that interest rate and remove mortgage insurance altogether. For a single premium, borrower paying the MI up front, your rate will be the same, but you need to capture that upfront the single premium amount. And when you do so, you would just come into the single premium and change your dollar percent in this area. I'm going to say it's 1%. I'm not quite sure on how much it costs, but you can see, Jerry, how you would just be able to do a single premium in this area, and you can add it to a loan amount. If you choose to uncheck it, it will be cash to close. So either way, you'd be able to provide that single premium to the borrower. So if you have any questions on that, go ahead and let me know. The next screen I want to remove because the lender's paying mortgage insurance. There's no longer any monthly mortgage insurance on that file. Okay, so let's move to our analysis screen. If you just showing you all the different information here. And then now this is the area where you would want to fill in all the information for your realtor, the name of the company, phone number, email. All this information will display on the report, so you want to make sure you place it in here. Only have to do it that first time and make sure it's correct, and then you can use it for future open house flyers for your realtor. Again, just come in here, browse for your image of your realtor and a logo. Again, great places, the MLS website as well as Zillow and those Trula to get those kind of images and such. So now here's your products. We're going to go ahead and look at our file just to point out if I wanted to a seller buy down, which we'll see in just a moment. You choose one product and you can continue on. So the presentation title, we see a lot of times when we're reviewing reports, this screen is missed. So you want to make sure you put a presentation title, anything can go there, an asking price, selling price, some kind of verbiage that will print to the left of the dollar amount. And then in our notes area, we have, this is our compliance notes. So I am going to go ahead and remove our not, and I have estimated taxes and insurance are included in your payment. There's another, you can add a little more information. You can place a little bit additional information. I'll show you on the flyer how that's going to look out, but I want to point it out here. This is where you would do it in this screen. You always want to choose your image. If you don't choose the image, it won't show on the report. So if you don't see the picture, remember you have to go in back and select it. So now we're done. We spent a lot of heavy time on the product, so be able to build out. So it did take a little bit of time. But it is a lot quicker once you develop those templates to create the reports. So with that, you want to notify me when this report is viewed. I have an enable call button. We'll talk about that. Partner alert, if you had put an email for your partner, you can, anytime the report's viewed, they'll get the alert as well. So let's take a look at the report, look at what we've done so far. So here is the open house flyer. See, this is where great location, asking price. A lot of times this is the area that is neglected to be put on or filled out. So make sure you put that. It just builds out that presentation title area fuller. You have that FHA product, the conventional product, or VA, and a single premium. You'll notice that I'm highlighting on the report, and to do so, all I'm doing is left clicking, using my left click, and then just clicking over those cells. So you can see that on the very bottom there's a clear all button, and that's how I clear out my highlights. On the right hand side you have your property features describing the report. You have the payment stream of the product, so if you want to be able to show that, you have that displayed for the borrower to be able to see, as well as the cost. So you'll be able to display the cost as well. And remember, this is a financial flyer. A lot of people want to take the flyer and print it. And I know that is the flow usually on how open house flyers work, but this is a financial flyer, and the benefit of having the mobile device is really beneficial for your realtor. So let's now focus on showing you how to get onto that mobile and work on scripting. But before I go to that area, let's show you how to do video. So moving back to Edge, generate link. If you click on generate link, this is the link that's unique for your report. So we're going to be placing that shortly in an email. So this is the link that's unique. No matter what changes you make, you never have to get a new link for the realtor or the borrower. Click on Add Video. So when you click on Add Video, you'll notice the same report pulls up, and then you have the Record Message button in the lower right-hand or left-hand corner. Click on the Record Message, and you'll see, hey everyone, I'm Lori. With this, you'll be able to see how you'll be able to place a message. If you are using Google Chrome, just as an FYI, they ask you to use the camera. So look up in the toolbar area for Allow. You have the Record button down below, the Play. You also have the option to pause it. So if you're in the middle of recording and want to pause, you can pause it. You also have the Stop, as well as if you want to remove the video, just press that trash can, it removes it. But this is the time you want to reach out to that realtor, providing them advice, information about you, about your history. Also, when we go into the scripting, I have a little bit more information on what that conversation can be with the realtor. So to show you how it works, just press on Record, and you can see how it's recording, and just go ahead and talk and provide your information. Again, you can record up to 5 minutes. You want to see what your background is behind you. If you have windows open and it's really bright, it's going to take up more of the quality and shorten that length of your recording. So take a look at what's around you, the lighting, make sure it's not so bright. Have your door shut so no one's walking in on you, because that's always a drag when you're halfway through recording a video. And then just listen to it. And after we're done, I'll show you some bullet items that you can use for this purpose. So always place a video for all those who pulled that they haven't done it. Do the video. It's very easy, and this is a simple process. You'll always want to be able to place that video on the report, because it's a great introduction of you to the realtor as well as the borrower. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and we'll switch and provide, go and look on mobile. So with the mobile, you'll notice in the lower right-hand corner, we do have an option to print. The borrower has an option to print, as well as the realtor has the option to print. One of the items for compliance is that you can't provide something to the realtor or to a partner for free. So a lot of times what we suggest is have the borrower go ahead, or the realtor print off the flyers, but really you don't want a hard copy like this. You want to be able to use the mobile device, because not only it's a different way of providing information, you can send the report through the mobile device and share it with your client. So let me show you how you'll be able to do that and be able to have an iPad or something of that sort at the open house, opposed to just papers. So let's go ahead. I'm turning on my reflector now, and so we'll be able to go ahead and start working on the mobile device. For those of you who have not downloaded the, wait, where'd it go? Just one moment. There we go. For those of you who haven't downloaded the mobile app yet, if you go to your settings, or your app store, excuse me, and you'll see that I have Mortgage Coach in my search area. If I go ahead and search for Mortgage Coach, it will provide me 2 apps to download. We have this for Android devices as well as iOS, and I believe we're going to be releasing the Kindle soon, if it's not already released. So you have RateWatch. You can download RateWatch. This is part of your membership as well. Same login ID and password as Edge. Provides those mortgage-backed securities. And then with this Mortgage Coach app is the app that you use as a viewer. So you want to download this. You can see I have an update. I'm going to update it later so we can focus on this. But this is what you'll see as your icon, the Mortgage Coach icon. And if you had already in an email, you could click on the link. It automatically will open the report. If the borrower has not downloaded the link, what it will do is take you directly to download the link first, and then we'll bring them back and they could go ahead and click on the link and view the report. What I have done is I click the share button. It provides me the link in an area to copy and paste. I'm using this to show you how you'll be able to view this on the iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and in my area here, I'm removing the link altogether. And you'll see how they have the link. It's https://mcedge.tv. All you have to do is really key in that number. So this is only if you want to hand do it and don't have the link handy to click on. So this is just 16QM9A. And if you have a mobile device and following along, just go ahead and type in those numbers. I'm also going to place that link in the chat box as well. There you go. So as soon as I press the return, it's going to go ahead and open up my report. And there we go.
Report.
And let's go ahead and turn off my video. There we go. So this is how the report will view on your iPad. So let's go ahead and just put them side by side. And you can see how it's just slightly a little bit different. With the iPad, you'd be able to reach the realtor quickly. They'd be able to do it, view this on their mobile device, on their phone, iPad, whatever it may be. You can see I have their contact information of the realtor, property image. You also have where you could click on Great Location down here, and it jumps you into all the information on the report. So you'll be able to see that information. You'll see in the upper corner, you could view the graph. More information carries you back to that data. If you want to see your disclosure language, you could click on that screen and view the disclosure language. But what I want to point out on the mobile device is the share button in the upper left-hand corner here. If I go ahead and click on share, it allows me to share this link. It could share through an email or an SMS text. So if I went ahead and chose the text, it will allow me to put in the ID of who it's being texted to. You can provide a little bit of information about the report in this area, and you'll see how the link is automatically attached to it. If I go ahead and go share and choose the email option, same type of thing. Your email address, edge link, you can go ahead and modify that accordingly. You have the edge link, and you could just type something a little bit in here. So this is what the beauty is when instead of grabbing a piece of paper at the realtor at the open house, you'd be able to share this link. And when you're doing so, you are providing them their name, or you're capturing the email address from them, and at the same time, you are providing them a contact of your realtor as well as the contact of yourself. It is not in a paper form. It will be on their device. So it's a good thing for them to reference, and they don't have to go through and dig through papers. So it's very important with that share button that you'll be able to take that mobile piece and bring it to your realtors and use it on the countertop, whatever, and have it there. But the mobile device piece is the way to be able to show these open house flyers. So next what I want to do is show you the scripting we talked about and the items you'll be able to discuss with that realtor. When I go back to Edge, go ahead and click on your Help button. And with this Help button, it takes us to our knowledge base where we have many video tutorials that you can use. You can see how we have different tutorials on how to create reports. We have those in feature walkthrough videos, quick reference links, as well as recommended playlists and scripts. So click on the MC scripts to be able to bring that up. In here we have quite a few different scripting that you'll be able to use and modify it to make it your own. So with this information you have how just the experience, you can see how we have the different report versions. But here we have it how to position yourself with your clients. So provides a little bit of information here on how you'll be able to position the total cost analysis to those borrowers. as well as coaching your agent. So you have a little bit of information here to be able to help coaching with those realtor agents and using that total cost analysis or the open house flyer. So here's some more examples about that that you'd be able to provide the realtors. And then here's some great questions to ask the realtors. You have some core questions here. Where you're having the most success in your business today? Where are you having your biggest challenges? Just questions and additional questions, just prompting to be able to reach out to that new realtor to build that relationship and show them what you have to provide that borrower, both of your mutual clients. And then lastly, there's that checklist for the video review. So you want to ask these core questions. Did you mention the name of the borrower if you're doing a TCA, or a realtor if you're working with a realtor? Did you get a referral source? You could place that in the video as well. On the TCA, did you challenge or educate that borrower? Same with the realtor, challenge them. So you have a lot of information here, a lot of prompting that would be able to help you reach out for that new business relationship and their and to build those in with your realtors. So next, so what's the easiest way is to be able to show you as a start. All you have to do is copy the language, pull up an email, and go ahead and place it in the email. You then can go ahead and start modifying as you see. Another thing, you would want to go ahead and place that link to the report in that email. And to do so, let me go back to Edge and grab that link so I could show you how to hyperlink. So if I'm right-clicking, just one moment. There we go. So with that link, if you go ahead and put it in your email, you'll see that you have that raw link. If you're using a Mac, you could go ahead and, whoops. So if you have the name like the Robinson Report or their name specifically, if you want to embed the link behind that word, what you need to do is go to hyperlink, put in that link to the report, press OK, and now you'll see that Mrs. Robinson's name is now a hyperlink to your report. So you could do this with your realtor, any of those options. But if you're working on a PC, all you have to do is right-click. You'll find the hyperlink and do that same thing. Just place the link within that hyperlink. So the Apple has it on the toolbar, and in the PC you have it. If you right-click, you'll have it in that area. Okay. So any questions on the open house flyer? What I want to do is just dive into just Edge a little bit. Edge Live, we probably don't have enough time. We'll see how it goes. Let me see what kind of questions you have, anything you want me to review real quick before we wrap up this call. Otherwise, I'm going to go in and dive into Edge Live. So working with it. So while we're doing that, just as a quick point out, settings, contact information. Make sure your contact information is filled out, including having an identifier of that license number. Make sure you put MLS. Any changes here, press save. Images, this is where you make sure you upload your image. I see a lot of people without an image on the report, and your logo will be there. So let's go ahead and take this file and let me talk a little bit about Edge Live. So in this instance, we have that as well. And excuse me. In this instance, what I'm going to do is press the share button. I'm taking the link here, copying it, and I'm placing in the chat box. Any of you want to follow along with Edge Live, click on that link, and it will allow you to experience what the borrower is experiencing. Next, I'm taking a tab and removing it. I'm pasting the link in my tab and bringing up my report. Click on I understand, And
we have that as well.
Video. And let me go ahead and set up my screen accordingly real quick for you. So what I'm doing is providing a report side by side. I'm providing a borrower's copy as well as your copy. The way to notice that is you'll see at the very bottom, left-hand side, you have the Clear All button. What that will do is, one, identify it's the loan officer's report, and it will clear all highlights at once. So that lets you know. Right to the left of that, it says one viewer. This lets me know that I have one person looking at the report, which is me. I have the report over here. If you clicked on that link in the chat box, you will see that number grow. That allows you to know if the borrower is looking on the report with you. So if you're talking to them on the phone, driving the report through Edge Live, you can always confirm if you have a viewer following along with you. So that's the importance of that viewer down in the lower left-hand corner. And then Edge Live, the way it works is you could go ahead and highlight. So if I highlight about my FHA product, I'm discussing that with the borrower, you can see how it highlighted on the consumer's copy. If I want to go ahead and discuss the mortgage insurance on FHA products, how it declines each year, I pull up my payment stream, it pulls up on the borrower's site as well. You want to discuss the payment breakdown, you click on the More Info button, and you can see how the report's being driven for the borrower as well, and the More Info button will open up. So you could discuss with them the P&I payment, the full monthly costs, as well as the pity payment, and describe what that is. But you can see as I'm talking, I'm driving the presentation for the borrower on the right-hand side. You have your fee details. You could go ahead and review with them, and it will go ahead and open it, as well as follow your cursor to the fee you're pointing at. So you have all those options there. And also with Edge Live, the best, another thing besides Edge Live, and to send that link again, it goes back to try not to send the hard copies because the link is the magic. You can change down payments. So say on the loan amount for the conventional, the borrower wants to see a different down payment. So I go into Edge, I go into that product, my conventional product, and I want to change my title because I'm doing 10% down. Advance the screen because that's what initiates the change. And let's go back to the loan. So we missed the click, but you can see how it did reduce that loan amount, and my down payment now reflects 10%. So that's what's great about Edge Live. You're able to add products, modify the products you have, and really be able to reach your clients and speed up that commitment and educate the borrower at the same time. So with it, best way to learn Edge Live is to go ahead and send that link to another coworker, a family person. Just send them the link and to discuss the report with them, as well as opening up different fields and just experiencing that action. So what I have done, just go ahead, going back to our support page here, want to point out our month calendar of events as well as our coaching call archive. So our month calendar of events, if you want to learn more training, we do host our Mortgage Coach 101 courses, our Mortgage Coach University. We have a 101 as well as a 102 class. We hold those in the first 3 weeks each day of the month at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. So be able to build your knowledge in Edge, be able to attend those. Friday intro, if you're brand new to Edge, this is a great class to start. We go very slowly. Anyone in your office is learning Edge, send them to that beginner's course. You're on the Thursday training, and I want to point out the different coaching calls. And on the 31st, we're doing more about scripts and system maximizing referrals, so you have that as well. Going back to home, Coaching Call Archive, this is where we record and host all our coaching calls as well as our Thursday trainings, Last week we had Dave Savage on the call, and we went ahead and covered scripting and video. This is our beginner class, and today's class will be posted right below here. So if you have any questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap the call today. If you have any questions, post it in the question area. I'll be on the call for a few more minutes to answer anything. And thank you for attending. If there's anything you want to see created on our Thursday trainings, please email us at support. Let us know what you're trying to work with Edge, and let us show you how it could be done and what scenario you want to see. So email us at support@mortgagecoach.com, and we'll be here and we'll assist you with Edge. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Okay, I don't have any further questions, so we're going to go ahead and wrap the call. Thank you again for attending, and let us know how we can assist you with Edge.